a late arrival, causing the persistent knocking on my door. I flung it open to find a policeman standing there. An instant hush fell over the women gathered in my home. Good afternoon. I would like to speak to Mrs. Blackwell, 24. Called the station to complain about a car blocking his driveway, a blue and white Ford. He said a party or special event was being held at this address. Is the car only here? I thought I'd consider asking before issuing a ticket. I thanked him for his consideration and made way for Shirley, who, upon hearing his message, was quickly leaving to move her offending vehicle. A communal sigh of relief swept over the gathering as I closed the door, and to the amusement of all, Louise guessed I thought we were being raided. My invited guests became quiet and turned their attention to Ruth, an apprentice to a newly formed company, as she began her presentation. Before my eyes, the professional, conservative, competent mathematics teaching partner transformed herself into an enticing, alluring salesman of sex paraphernalia. Briefly mentioning her name and that of her company, she withdrew the contents of a silver beribboned box and slowly began to withdraw the contents, teasing, murmuring, "Ladies, a favorite product, our top seller. Edible flavored panties. Cherry, lime, strawberry chocolate." Holding up an enticing pair, she proceeded to pass around samples. I hoped that the policeman was far away, for shrieks of laughter rocked the roof of my house as the delicious, naughty objects were passed around. My teaching partner had morphed into a hypnotic snake salesman, exhibiting cute sexual objects, guaranteed to give erotic pleasure. 2 months earlier, Ruth, my academic subject teacher in our middle school, joined me in our cafeteria during lunch one day in May. I was the reading teacher, and she taught mathematics. Attractive, 30-ish with a contagious sense of humor, she became a compatible friend, despite an almost generational difference. Some 20 years older than Ruth, widowed and a grandmother, along with sharing usual everyday workplace grievances and rumors, I enjoyed her humorous tales about dating, eligible marriage prospects, and the sometimes disastrous results. My dating experiences during the 40s were no match for hers of the 80s. However, on this day, Ruth, after hastily eating a salad and emptying her mug of coffee, excitedly withdrew a folder from her briefcase, and opening a brochure before me, she began, "Sylvia, I'm auditioning to become a representative for a new company. I need to practice presentations and make a minimum number of sales to become hired. I know you belong to several social clubs and have many friends. Would you invite a few to a practice session in our home?" The cover of the folder, brazenly titled in vivid colors, "Happy Treats," open to photographs causing me to explain, "Are you kidding? You must be out of your mind." I was staring at images of sexual paraphernalia, genitalia-shaped pencils, erasers, rings. Models were photographed wearing scanty lingerie, and I gazed at pictures of objects unknown to me, promising exotic desire and satisfaction. Happy treats indeed. Ruth was merchandising photographic material, and she wanted to implicate me and list me as her accomplice. Glancing around at neighboring tables in the cafeteria, I hastily gathered my possessions to flee. Ruth followed, trying to persuade me to listen to her reasoning appeal. "It's just like Mary Kay Cosmetics." Favor bags for everyone, gifts for the guests with the nearest birthday date, a prize for the most traveled guest, and free samples. Samples of what? I didn't know what she was going to do, and I didn't dare guess. I'll write the invitations and mail the invitations. I'll even provide refreshments. 10 people, just 10 of your friends will do. Please, Sylvia, it will be fun. I continued to resist her pleas during the following days. My 50-ish friends, some club and sorority members were menopausal, frequently withdrawing fans from purses, bemoaning hot flashes and snappy tempers. They weren't interested in enticing sexual behavior or increasing amorous activities, so I thought. When Ruth persisted and promised not to offer items for sale to practice her presentations, I began to reconsider. I lived alone, no one to compromise with or approve of social activities. It'd be a hoot to invite my staid conservative bridge group and hostess a party featuring censored unmentionables to my back-in-the-day Tupperware crowd. It would be hilarious, I thought, as I imagined the scene. I finally said yes to Ruth and gave her a list of names and addresses. We marked our calendars for a party after school closed for the summer. As the date neared, I began to receive requests for invitations from friends other than those on Ruth's list. My sisters are visiting from Florida. May I bring them? Are you selling tickets? Is this the only day were among messages on my telephone? I wondered about the invitations Ruth had mailed. So many eager requests, I shrugged off concern. Now, on the greatly anticipated Sunday afternoon in July, women were sitting on the stairs leading up to the second floor of my home. More were perched on kitchen stools, removed to a doorway for better viewing, and still others sat on dining room chairs, crowding the sofa and chairs in my living room. Too late, I worried about that I had jeopardized my social and professional reputation. What would my church-going community actors neighbors think? A giddy Ruth completed her practice presentation and flushed with success at the overflowing attendance. Despite my caution, offered to sell the demonstrated products and much more. Hurrying outside and quickly emptying the trunk of her car, she unloaded wondrous items. Aromatic candles, fragrant massage oils, peppermint lotions, and boxes of flavored edible panties. She was besieged with happy treats, ordering, check writing, enthusiastic buyers, and I was hell, the hostess with the mostest. Comments flowed. Sylvia, this party is something else. During the following days that summer, as I shopped in supermarkets, waited in line in my bank or in the usual popular malls, I was often approached by acquaintances who greeted me with sly smiles and lowered voices to heard about your party. Heard the police came. Having another one soon? Let me know if you are. Ruth became the top sales representative by the end of the year. And my popularity score rose above 10. I happily pursued my clandestine second job, Happy Treats party agent.